it's crazy. I mean, you were juggling a lot at one point.
Yeah.
And while you knew you had this art that you were trying to maybe pursue, it was more around, meeting your demands and your responsibility at that point, making sure that your kids are in a good spot. We won't dive into your personal relationship with each of your kids, but, from what I gathered, it was important to you to make sure that they were taken care of. Eventually, things got caught up with you and what you were doing out there in the Hamptons. You want to talk a little bit about that experience and how that went down?
Yeah. So at the same, like I said, like when you're hustling, I was looking over my shoulder a lot, wasn't comfortable, but like it did catch up. I just was in a bad, I got in trouble twice. Both times I was in a bad spot. I was where I wasn't supposed to be. And they kind of searched me and found it on me. And that's kind of how it went down for me. And then, but when I went away, it taught me something, it taught me, I ended up going to this program, right? It's like a military program. And you get there and you run every day. You go to school on the weekends, you go to church, you have an option to go to church. It was just like mentally, physically, emotionally, and it was up in like in the Adirondacks. So it was beautiful view and stuff like that. I was up there during the winter and I was up there during the summer too, because it was like a 6-month program, but it just so happened to be like in the split, like the last 3 months of winter into the summer. So I fought a forest fire up there. I like painted churches. Like we did so many different things, and because like in the program, then you get to go out and do if you qualify to go out and work crew in this program, you go out and you're in jail, but you wear a certain gear. And then there was like a forest fire up there. There was like all this stuff that happened during the time that I was there. And every day we're running 3 to 6 miles every morning. That changed my life because now I have asthma, grew up with asthma. And when I would run the mile at school, I would there would be a point where my side hurts and I'd be like, oh, that's my asthma. Yeah. So in this program, if you don't run, you don't you eat, but you eat like in the bird's nest. Like this is ladder that you got to climb up and hold your plate and eat at the top of the ladder while you're eating, and you better not spill nothing. And it's crazy. So it was like all these things that you don't want to be the last guy, all of these things. Right. So I had to fight for it. But then pushing through, I became a runner, and that really changed my life because it's just something about running that it just makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like most in control of myself that I've ever been, And then another thing that happened is I started reading. So then when I read, I became into another world. I was reading, if I was watching a movie or something, I would literally come out of the page or the story or whatever and look and then realize that, oh my God, I'm sitting in jail. I forgot where I was reading. So it was with all of that. And then I shredded down in my mental. It was like the worst thing being taken away and being away from my kids. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me mentally, physically, emotionally at the time in my life.